it's always good to get your first win at home in front of your crowd. We got Coach Clement his first win, so that's a good feeling. We got to keep it rolling.
It's kind of unique because, there's a story that came out last night that you were one of the top transfer performances of all players that transferred in the country this year. And you were the top rusher for K-State this weekend, but at the same time you had 4 or 5 different other people that contributed in the running game. How unique is that to football?
It's really unique because it's not just one guy. It's not a one-man show. You got 4 or 5 guys that can tote the rock and can make plays down the field. And it's a group effort. We got 5 offensive linemen that has good experience and chemistry with each other. And then we got a good quarterback and good wideouts that make the blocks down the field to make us get touchdowns. So it's all a group effort. So it's never a one-man thing.
You mentioned that offensive line right there. And it's a really interesting situation considering, they lost Dalton Reisner, who was an NFL draft pick. They lost another starter. So they're only coming back with 3 returning starters, and yet they looked more effective last night than they on Saturday night, than they probably did the entire season last year. How good was that line?
Scott, Adam, Nick, Evan, all those guys, we've been grinding since January. Everybody's just learning the playbook in and out and the concepts of what we're trying to do. And we're just believing the coaches, believing what Coach Messingham was trying to do. And we just all bought into the process and we get the results we want.
Is over 300 rushing yards as a team, is that an attainable goal every week? Is that realistic?
We want to like keep it up there, maybe even get more, but every week is going to be different. So, but as long as we do the right thing and be coachable, we can get those results and get the wins we want.
Jonathan has the sweat chamber over there. Do you know much about those? And because it seems like there's a few of them that the captains give out after each game. What are those kind of meant to you guys so far?
So before the season, during camp, Coach Clement had a meeting at his house talking about after each game we're gonna give out sledgehammers to people that was made special plays of the game or whatever. So Jonathan Alexander, for example, he had a strip and scored a touchdown. So he got the dog mentality hammer, and he just carried that around the whole week. And it's a great that we're doing that because Miami got their little things, and we want to have our tradition. So that's what we do: give out sledgehammers for each player of the game.
It sounds like there's 5 or 6 of them then that go out to different players after each game. It sounds like there's no guarantee that those will all be given out after every game, so it just kind of depends on who deserves them, I guess is what you said.
Basically, the 5 guys, the captains, whoever they feel deserve it or made a play or represent that sledgehammer, they pass them out, give a couple words, and go from there, and they can just keep it for the whole week and then keep going for each week of the season. So that's how we're going to do it.
Do you guys think you're liking that so far?
Yeah, absolutely. It's always good to start a tradition, and ours is pound of stone, obviously. So just passing out hammers, making people recognize for what they did on the field, it's a great feeling, a great thing to do.
Making an emphasis at all to maybe try to grab one of those at some point this season?
Hopefully, I just got to keep making plays and just keep helping the team out the best way I can, and we get the results we want.
Coming into this week, Bowling Green didn't give up all that many rushing yards against Morgan State in week 1. I'm frankly not really sure how good Morgan State's rushing game was, but when you hear that, the fact that they had a stout running defense in game 1, does that kind of up the ante, challenge you a little bit?
In our position group, we love the challenge. We love somebody saying we're gonna stop the run because we're such a heavy run team. We make no secret we want to run the ball. We don't care who you are. So I come from MAC. I played against this team before. So they had some guys on defense, stuff like that. But we just gotta play our game, stay focused, don't have no false procedures, no penalties, stuff like that, and we'll get the results we want.
Okay, so you mentioned there, you've seen this team before. You kind of know a little bit of what they do. However, it's a new coaching staff, so it might not be the exact same thing. But the fact that you have seen that, how comfortable does that make you?
It makes me feel really good. Don't gotta do too much. Make the plays in practice. Don't do too much in the game that you wouldn't do in practice, and everything will just come together. So. They got some guys on defense. I'm not gonna lie to you, but we're gonna respect our opponents and just see them on Saturday, see what happens.